Our story is about a man who has been working in the police for 12 years. His name is Niles Talboy. At first, he helped monitor the electricity in prisons, after which he was promoted to executioner who executed prisoners in the electric chair. One day they brought in a new prisoner, Charlie Ledbetter. After drinking vodka, he shot his boss and an unfamiliar woman. For this, they decided to execute him in the electric chair. Charlie is very scared and screams that a lawyer will call soon and save him from this death. But no one is interested in his pleas for mercy. Such cases often occur in this police station, so this is a common thing for them. But one of the staff gets a special pleasure from the fact that the prisoners experience pain in the electric chair. He likes to look into their eyes when they suffer. After work, Niles went to a cafe for coffee, and he heard that on the news they say that in 2 hours a law will come into force banning the execution of prisoners, that this is a very cruel measure that should not be. This news upset Niles, as he loves to punish bad people with electricity. Arriving at work, the boss told Niles that he was fired because due to the adoption of a new law, now his help is no longer needed. Niles said maybe he'll get a job. He's been in the department for 12 years. Maybe they'll give him a job as an electrician for such a long record. But the chief made it clear that they did not want to see him in this place anymore, that there were a lot of executions of prisoners behind him, and this had a negative imprint in working with them. Since the prisoners remember this and will conflict with Niles, therefore, for safety, they fire him from all positions. Niles went to a bar to alleviate his sadness that he has no friends and no one to share his problems with. The bartender listened to his story and cheered him up as best he could. The next day, a murder case was heard in court where a biker beat another man to death, but due to a typo in the documents, he could not be found guilty. The relatives of the victim were very indignant and did not believe that because of a typo they might not find the criminal guilty because he really committed the murder. Niles was watching it all. He came to court with an ulterior motive of his own. Torturing people changed Niles a lot, and he could no longer live without it. After waiting for the biker to arrive at his home, he put current through the iron door and fried him. The news was that it was an accident, that it was a short circuit. No one could have thought that this was a planned murder. Niles did not stop there, and at the next alien court he was again present in the role of a stranger who decided to punish bad people himself, since there is no law for this. A man who killed his wife and now lives with his mistress was sued. He was found not guilty, since there was not enough evidence. Niles prepared to administer justice. He came to the man's house to punish him for the murder of his wife, since this was not recognized in court. He was offered money, but he was interested in something else. Niles put current into the pool and dealt with the man and his mistress very cruelly. At night, Niles went to a striptease bar to punish one of the strippers for being very cruel to various men. When he entered the room, in which he had prepared everything in advance to let the current into her cell, then after many attempts, he did not succeed in doing this, since the wires were torn. At that moment, the police burst in and accused Niles of the murders. Investigators were able to discover that he was responsible for the death of the biker and the couple in the pool. Fate played a cruel joke on Niles. When he went to prison, the law on the prohibition of torture was removed, and now it is possible to execute prisoners in the electric chair. Niles was led to the execution. He shouted that the lawyer would call soon, that he was not guilty and they were criminals, but the employees did not listen to him and continued to connect him to the electric chair. Niles was given a current discharge several times, and we can conclude that everything bad that we do to people can come back to us, even if you do it to bad people. Take care of yourself and your loved ones, as well as subscribe to the channel, because tomorrow a new story will be released.